Hello, and welcome to Cindy's Corner. Boys and girls, if it's not Valentine's Day where you are, it's close to Valentine's Day. And boy, do I have a book for you today. So go ahead and hit that thumbs up and make sure you've subscribed so you can share Storytime with Cindy with your friends and colleagues. Now then, boys and girls, after I give you your question, you might want to stop so that you can discuss this a minute. Do you have someone that you love? Valentine's Day is about love. Do you have that special Valentine? If you do, let's stop and let's talk about our special Valentine. What will you do for your special Valentine? Who is your special Valentine? I got the hiccups. And what will you do with them, for them? Will you go see them? Tell me, because then after we read our story, you're going to get to tell me about your special Valentine. And I sure hope my Valentine don't do what we're fixing to read about. Okay? So, we'll see. What kind of gifts will you give your Valentine? Okay, go ahead and stop it. Answer your questions. Talk to your friends. Okay, welcome back. Now then, boys and girls, now that you have your special Valentine, and the Valentine gifts that you're going to give, we're going to talk and we're going to read a special book. And if you have this book, you gotta go get it because it is fantastic. It is one for Valentine's Day. Our book today is none other than Mr. Goat's Valentine. If you got it, go get it so you can follow along. Yeah, a goat. Can you imagine a goat having a Valentine? My AR testers, this is a level 2-5. 2-5. Here's our title page, Mr. Goat's Valentine. The author is Eve Bunting, and it's illustrated by Kevin Zimmer. Mr. Goat read the headlines in the Goat Times. It's Valentine's Day. He dropped the newspaper, jumped up, got his wallet and his cell phone, and put on his bird's nest hat. I'm off to show my first love how much she means to me, he told his cat, Beatrice. Meow, Beatrice said and yawned. This is his first love. You remember your first love? On the way, Mr. Goat passed Miss Nanny's goat's weed stall. I have a mixed bouquet, Mr. Goat. I'll have a mixed bouquet, Mr. Goat said. Crabgrass, pigweeds, and ragweed in that nice rusty can. They are for my first love. She's fond of a ragweed salad. You like that? How many of you want ragweed? Oh, me neither. She will like the can too, Miss Nanny Goat told him. Mr. Goat nodded. Cans are tasty with a sprinkle of salt. It says first love. He had only gone a few more steps when he smelled a delightful smell. Mr. Pygmy Little Goat had a stall under a tree. He was selling his delicious rotten eggs. He had opened one as a sample. It lay on his counter, black and oozing. Here's a sample. How many would you like to eat that egg? Rotted for 2 years, he told Mr. Goat. Guaranteed foul and disgusting. Mr. Goat drooled. I'll take 4. 2 for my first love and 2 for me. We always share. And he's such a nice guy. He watched as Mr. Pygmy Little Goat arranged them in a red box and tied the box with a pretty red ribbon. Perfect, Mr. Goat said. They are so ripe, I can smell them even through the shells. The box. My first love and I will share the pretty red ribbon for dessert. He's a goat. They're going to eat the ribbon for dessert. He walked on, breathing in the delightful smell of rotten eggs with every step. Miss Skunk came by with her perfume cart. She sniffed hopefully. What is that delicious smell? She asked. Rotten eggs, Mr. Goat said. Miss Skunk smiled. They smell like me. May I try one? Sorry. Mr. Goat wound his front legs around his egg box. These are for my first love. It's Valentine's Day. Miss Skunk cocked her head. Do you have a Valentine's card for her? No, I have presents. Too bad. For Valentine's Day, you need a card. Miss Skunk sprayed Mr. Goat. This is for you, Mr. Goat. You'll smell nice for her. Nice as your eggs. Happy Valentine's Day. You think he smells good? You want to smell like a skunk? Thank you, Miss Skunk. He's just happy, isn't he? Just happy. Mr. Goat sat under a tree and thought hard. Perhaps Miss Skunk was right. I do not have a card for my first love, he told himself. But I will compose a song and serenade her. He's going to compose a song. It was shady and cool under the tree. He sat thinking, and before long, he had the words of a song. Hurrah! He straightened his bird's nest hat and hurried on. Soon, he came to the house of his first love. Oh, he thought, I sure hope she's home. I should have called first. Mr. Goat burst into song. When I was a little kid, it didn't matter what I did. If I climbed too high and fell, you'd kiss the hurt and make it well. You have loved me from the start. I love you with all my heart. Who's he singing to? The door opened, and there she was. Who is it? Take your guess. Didn't guess that, did you? Happy Valentine's Day, Mother. It's his mother, his very first love. Is that who you put for your first love? Is that who you put for your Valentine's? And you're going to get to tell me in your comments. Would you give the same gifts that Mr. Goat gave? If you would give your first love the same presents that Mr. Goat gave, tell me in your comments what you would give your first love. I know you enjoyed us and gave us a thumbs up, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because you got to have story time and you got to get sharing. Share me with your friends and colleagues. Have a great day, and give somebody a hug and tell them you love them. Maybe your first love.